Alafia. Good evening, everyone, and happy Halloween and happy Day of the Dead, which actually starts tomorrow. So today, you like my costume, everybody? So today I'm going to talk about Ghede Nibo. So some people call him Ghede Nibo. Somebody call him Ghede Nibo. So it's the same being. He is the Loa, who is the leader of the spirit of the dead. He is considered a Vodun spirit, or in other words, a voodoo spirit. He's also used in other pantheons because he helps speak for the ancestors who don't have a voice, or the ancestors that you were unaware of, and all the ones that you are aware of as well. He helps communicate. He was formerly known to be human. He was a handsome young man who was killed violently. After his death, he was adopted by Baron Semity and Mama Bridget. If you're not sure who those names are, and Google it so you can see who exactly I'm speaking of. These are other lower spirits. They're actually known as the most popular or the leader spirit in Vodun. So that's the basic story of Ghede Nibo. I'm not going to do a whole big historical video today. I don't like doing that kind of stuff, but I am just going to tell you certain things that he likes, his characteristics, how you could speak to him, how you could call him forward, and my personal experience that I had with Ghede Nibo. So before I get started, if you like my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at mindofro. And if you're watching this on Facebook right now, I actually have a business page on Facebook that is at the mindofro. I also have a Twitter and an Instagram and a TikTok at mindofro. So for those of you who are new to watching my videos, the good majority of my videos is based off spiritualism. I am a medium and I do aura readings, and I also have predicted many future major events that's already happened and are about to happen, and I'll remind you here pretty soon on some of my posts on what's about to happen. And I also have a very good gift at speaking and summoning spirits. Those spirits I usually work with and make videos on are on the Neteru. Those are Egyptian or Kemetic deities, the Orishas, the lower, and actually some Kombanda spirits as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, please subscribe to my channel, forward my page, and show me some support. Okay, so let's get started. So usually when Ghede Nibo shows up with a riding coat, which could look like a trench coat, he's usually wearing a top hat like so. A lot of lower spirits or Ghede spirits are known to be seen with the top hat. He also can be seen as wearing drag and holding a staff, and usually seen with a skeleton. The reason why I did my face like this, I kind of like mixed it with a little skeleton and mixed it with a little clown a little bit, is because a lot of Ghede spirits are known to be really goofy. So the reason why I kind of went up with this makeup today for Halloween is to kind of show the energy of Ghede spirits. They are known to be hot. When I say hot, I don't mean sexy hot. Well, that too, they can be sexy hot too. But I mean temperamental. But they're also very goofy. They're fun. They're fun to have around. They're fun to communicate with. They teach you to have a sense of humor during serious moments in life. And they're also known to be associated with the dead, and this is exactly why they're usually seen with skeleton faces. And this is why I kind of mix my skeleton face a little bit with a little clown makeup as well, to show the humor that Ghede spirits and Loa spirits tend to, majority of them, not all of them, tend to have in their energy field if you were to summon them or speak to them, or if they come show up in your sudden, So all of us have Ghede spirits, not Vodun spirits. What I'm saying, Ghede spirits as in they're considered spirits who show up with a top hat and a skeleton face. Every single one of you who is watching this video has Ghede spirits that follow you. Some of you are connected and notice them, and some of you don't. But every single one of you have them. Basically what they are their ancestors, and they are considered Ghede because they are usually known to be more warrior spirits, and they're here to protect you or taunt you if you're disrespectful. So it just depends on how you react to them and speak to them and respond to them, on what kind of reaction you're going to get out of these beings. And just because you don't see them, it does not mean they're around. if you ever see a being with a in the corner of your eye with a top hat, it's most likely because either A, it's a Loa, or B, it's a Ghede spirit. Most likely it's a Ghede spirit that's actually tied to your ancestral lineage. So the type of energy that Ghede Nibo has is, if you were to summon his energy and you were very good at it, and has a very strong bond with you, he could come off very sexual. He has a lot of sexual energy. Therefore, if you're sitting in the energy, you can start to feel really sexual. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It just helps you be in touch with your sexual side. He's also very humorous. He's very funny. He's very goofy and very playful. My personal experience recently is we've been singing a lot of Ghede Nibo songs recently at home to help call on him to help us be able to speak to our ancestors a little better. And I noticed the other day, I believe it was him, that I was laying in bed and I seen a spirit's head poke up with a top hat, and this is exactly what he did. He went like this, kind of looked at me for a little bit, went, and then popped back down again. He's very humorous. I was like, did I see what I thought I just seen? Yeah, he tends to come around and joke around. If it wasn't him, it was definitely another Ghede spirit joking around and playing around. This is a good time of year for them to do that because of the alignment with the stars and the sun and the phase of the planet at this time where everything's kind of dying and being ready to be reborn right now. So it's typical for a lot of these spirits to be really a lot more aware of you, and a lot more of you being aware of them around this time of year. Is completely normal. Don't be scared. It's just part of the alignment of the planet and the universe right now. So things that he likes is he actually really is associated with the color purple and black. So a lot of times if you see him with the type of clothes he's wearing, are going to be these two shades of color. And if you were to make any offers or make any altar for him, these are the type of colors you would want to use for him. So purple or black plates, candles, bowls, stuff. And things he likes to be offered to, things he likes to eat, or gifts that he likes are cigars, because he is considered a Ghede spirit. Obviously, his name is Ghede Nibo, so he does like cigars. He loves coconut, pistachios, sesame balls, and rum. He specifically likes white rum, but he's not going to be too picky. If you give him just regular rum, like spice rum like this, or another kind of alcohol, most likely he's going to be okay with it. So why would you contact Ghede Nibo? The reason why you would contact Ghede Nibo is because he mostly speaks for those who you were unaware of. So he actually helps you communicate to the other side with your ancestors. I am not people use him or speak to him or summon him to help communicate with all people who's passed away. Maybe not. I guess it depends on your calling, but majority of people usually call on him to help them communicate with their ancestors, which are your family members that used to walk this earth that has passed over to the other side. And this is the reason why people call on Ghede Nibo, is to help you communicate with your ancestors and to help your ancestors to be able to communicate better with you. And this is why a lot of people summon Ghede Nibo or sing songs to him or have altars of him, are usually near a lot of their ancestral altars, and this is why. So I just want to give you a quick warning really quick, because he is considered a Ghede and because he's considered a Vodun or voodoo spirit, just be wise and know and all Vodun spirits can be known to have a very hot side to them. So if you say anything or do anything or have somebody around you at the time of doing any actions for him, just be very mindful to not have any disrespectful people around you, or have his altar still active and then invite people over who are very disrespectful to the practice, or disrespectful or fearful of the practice, because they could really irritate him, and then he could be a little irritated by you a little bit if you say anything very disrespectful, or if you give him something he might not like. So the things that I just told you that he likes, be sure if you are to work with him, make sure you only offer those things that I just listed. Don't be too creative unless you are very connected, like myself, or people who do this kind of work, so and you're able to hear or feel somehow, some way, if he likes or dislikes whatever it is that you want to offer him. So just please be mindful of what you offer Nibo, Ghede Nibo, and make sure you only offer him, like I say in all my other videos, please make sure you only offer him things that I just listed, unless you're more experienced and you know what he does and does not like, or you are working with somebody and getting advice with somebody who is experienced, who could let you know these things, because all Ghede and all Loa and all side to them. So just please, I want to give you a warning. He's very playful and fun to have around, but just please have a warning and do not take this lightly, and just know that he does have a hot side. So just please be very respectful when you work with Ghede Nibo. So personal experience with Ghede Nibo, I have summoned a lot of spirits, and usually when I do summon spirits, I could feel their energy very, very strongly. When I summoned him, it was a little hard for me to feel or hear him. Maybe it's because it's not my position to be working with him already yet. I have maybe more in the future, but he did come and speak to me, and he did give me some enlightenment and some understanding of who he is and what he does and things I need to know about him, since me and my partner and other people we associate with every Sunday for ancestral work have been singing songs to him. So I feel like if I'm going to be singing songs to him every single Sunday, I would like to know who he is personally, so I'm not following blindly. So I did speak to him yesterday, and I wanted to speak to him yesterday because I knew I was going to do a Halloween special video on him today, so I wanted it to be really fresh. So I did speak to him yesterday. I made some offers, and my body was a little sore yesterday, so it was hard for me to kind of relax when I was sitting in the meditation kind of position with my legs crossed. So I had to move. I was kind of antsy, like, why can't I relax? But as soon as I laid my head down on my meditation pillow and kind of like relaxed, I all of a sudden felt really, really relaxed, almost in a way that I was kind of high a little bit. No, I did not smoke anything. No, I did not prior to this. It was just obviously hit a spirit coming around. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes when you summon a spirit, they can make you very, very relaxed, because what basically is happening is you're going into another realm, and for you to be able to tap into the realm that's next to our realm, your mind has to slow down a lot and your nerves have to slow down a lot, so it's easier for you to be able to hear, speak, communicate, or understand the beings or whoever you're trying to speak to on the other side. So my personal experience, I started to feel really, really, really relaxed all of a sudden. I did not feel his energy as I wanted to hope I would. I'm sure I didn't for a reason. Like other beings I've spoken to, I would feel their power like a lot. Like one time I spoke to Segment, her power was like, ah, like straight firepower, and his was very, very relaxed. I'm sure that other people who are more active and summon him a lot and work with him way more are going to get way more energy of him out, because I only did kind of like the minimum of it, because I am not initiated into his priesthood or into Vodun. Therefore, I could only do the minimum. Therefore, at that time and the connection I had with him, it was only minimum energy that I felt from him. But I did feel very relaxed when he came forward. And something that he did teach me is, because I was wondering, like, why did he pick the persona that he picked to have after he passed away? And he gave me some basics. Is after he died, he decided to be the best of both worlds. What I mean is, if you were to meet Ghede Nibo, he has a lot of masculine and feminine energy, equally just as strong. And why pick a side, he basically said, and when you could just be both. And this is why he could come off sometimes as a drag. And he does not like to be called any insulting names because he carries himself in the way he does. He does this because he wants to be the best of both worlds. So when you do speak to this being or speak about this being, please make sure you're very respectful about his energy. And this is what he told me why. And because he's just a natural rebel, he died already. So it's like, who does he have to impress other than himself? He chose to be the best of both worlds. He doesn't feel like he needs to be put in a box. He was once human, like I said earlier. And a lot of times when we're humans, we're kind of put in a box. We're told you have to be like this or you have to. He is a representation of basically saying, hey, I'm going to be whatever I want, and when you die, you can be whatever you want as well. No judgment. I mean, who's going to judge you? Humans? Who cares? You're on the other side already, you know what I mean? So one major thing that I did notice, I did get an image of a white face when I seen, and a lot of time when you see Ghede Nibo or any Ghede spirit, you're going to see them with a white face. But instead of a full skeleton face, I did see a lot of writing on the face, and this message to me, what it meant was he is the words for those with no face. Or basically, he was saying, I am the words with no face. Basically, what this means is because he speaks for your ancestors, there are a lot of ancestors that we have that has died unjustly, like he did. He died in a very violent way. Therefore, he is a spirit who helps those who's died in a very unjust way. So a lot of times if somebody was to have something traumatic happen in their life and they were murdered, like let's say, for example, they were murdered and they died, and over here in the physical realm, we can't figure out who did it or why it happened or whatever. Or even if we do know, usually if we die a violent death, we tend to hold that energy with our soul. I'm sure you've heard this in a lot of horror movies and ghost movies and stuff of angry spirits. And that's actually pretty accurate if you're a spirit and you get murdered and you're holding on to that energy. But the bad thing about that is if you get murdered and you hold on to the energy, you could become one of those spirits who end up living in type of like a cycle. What it means is stuck in a moment that keeps happening over and over and over and over again. It's basically like a stop, replay. Or this is also the concept of a spirit who gets attached to a home or a building wherever they passed away due to a traumatic moment, is why a lot of times you would go somewhere and you would see a place that's being haunted by a specific angry or sad or depressed stuck being. So a lot of times when these beings are stuck in a loophole that keeps going and going and going, it's really hard for them to be able to communicate. It's very hard for them to even realize that they're in a loophole. So this is what Ghede Nibo is here to help spirits do, is to be able to speak not only for them. So let's say, for example, you're in a loophole, right? And it's like, let's say it's a house and you're stuck in a dream-like house, but you don't know that you're stuck in a dream house and you're living a moment over and over again. Spirits outside that house know. And when we're doing ancestral work and we're summoning our ancestors and we're giving them foods and stuff like that, some of those ancestors that you're trying to elevate aren't getting the message. Therefore, this is why we speak to Ghede Nibo, is because when we do ancestral work, we want to make sure all of those spirits who need the ascension, who needs the candles lit for them, who needs the food given to them, and the respect and the offers and the songs and whatever it is that you want to do with them, to make sure those beings who are stuck in loopholes, for example, or in the ether or wherever they're at, to be able to, they're getting those offers as well. So that's why Ghede Nibo is here. He helps those who are stuck and they don't realize that they're stuck. They help those offers and those candles that you light for your ancestors and those prayers that you give to your ancestors, and when you're communicating to the other side, it helps that message get across to those ancestors that are stuck in the loophole. Or sometimes there's ancestors we're not aware of that are stuck, let's say, that's just an example. There could be other reasons why. Maybe it's just ancestors we're unaware of. We have like thousands and thousands and millions and billions of ancestors that go down our lineage forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Our souls are much older than they think they are. So you got to think about your mothers, 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 fathers, 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 grandfathers, that go on forever and ever and ever. And some of those, we obviously don't know all of their names. So Ghede Nibo helps you contact those ancestors that you are unaware of. So when you're giving offers and you want to speak to your ancestors and you want to help your ancestors ascend, or anything that you want to do with them, Ghede Nibo helps you communicate with those that you don't know their name. Therefore, how can you call in an ancestor if you don't know they even exist, So that's what Ghede Nibo is for. This is what he's told me. Some of this stuff was kind of basic stuff was told to me as well, but he went in more into depth when he spoke to me about he's actually more here for your ancestors than he is there for us. He is there for us to help us communicate. But what he was explaining is that there's way more of them, as in your ancestors, than there are us on this planet. Because our planet is very, very, very tiny compared to the non-physical realm or compared to the rest of the universe. I know sometimes we have a family reunion. You think you have a lot of family. Trust me, there's way, way, way more than that. Not only on this planet, but off of this planet as well, physically and non-physically. I'm not going to go into depth on what I mean by physically not on this planet. That's another video. But other than that, other things he actually told me as well is when we come to this planet, we have a specific goal. And a lot of times we tend to lose that goal. We get distracted by school, friends, family, TV, anything that is, constantly trying to take us off track. And we need to fulfill those goals. We have certain things within our soul that we came here to accomplish, and certain goals. And then sometimes we might even come up with new goals once we come to the planet, and we have certain things that we want to fulfill. And a lot of us has died and not fulfilled those goals. So a lot of your ancestors have died and haven't fulfilled those goals. And when your ancestors pass away and not fulfill their goals, you have your ancestors within you. Therefore, your ancestors will try to live through you, which is why sometimes people will become a doctor because their grandfather was a doctor or something, But this is why we need to do a lot of meditation and a lot of ancestral work, because and even readings to find out why our soul came here. Because it's not good to try to live your ancestors' goal. You came here for your soul's purpose. Therefore, you need to accomplish your soul's purpose. So in another video, that's some ancestors kind of basics. The point of what I'm saying is, what Ghede Nibo was trying to get to me, trying to help me understand, was fulfilling whatever it is that you want to fill, or fulfilling whatever it is that your ancestors wanted to fulfill. And because they couldn't fulfill what they wanted to fulfill, they tend to want to keep communicating to us on the other side. And some of those things need to be communicated. Some of them have been through some traumatic things, and they really want to say, hey, this is what I went through. I need this to be closed out, or I need somebody to understand, or whatever it is that they request. And this is why Ghede Nibo is summoned, is to help us understand what it is that our ancestors did not get to fulfill while they were there. And in doing so, we not only understand what our ancestor is going through, or ancestors are going through, we also understand the energy within ourselves. Because sometimes an ancestor will say, hey, I went through this. And then you think to yourself like, oh, that's why I have this or this emotional feeling, or these anger issues, or whatever, because they all lived through you. So this is why we summon Ghede Nibo, and these are a lot of the things that he taught me. Hold on, I took some notes here. So after I meditated on him, I took a bunch of notes and had to write it down really, really fast. So my handwriting is really sloppy, but I had to write it down because I didn't want to forget it. So give me 1 second while I look over it. I think I actually pretty much explained everything that his basics that he told me. I would love to meet Ghede Nibo again. I think it was really funny to see him float in the living room and kind of peek at me and play peekaboo a little bit. He's a very goofy, fun spirit. He did have the top hat, and he did have the trench coat, or the riding coat, when I did see him. And he was very playful when I seen him. I didn't get a full blast. I heard his energy is like super fun, and hopefully the next time, or the more I work with him, the more I get to feel his energy a little more. And if I do, I'll make another video, let you know my personal experiences with him. So that's all the basic information I have on Ghede Nibo. If you have any questions, please shoot me a message and I'll let you know. Those of you who are watching my videos, if this kind of stuff really bothers you, please don't watch my videos. I know sometimes people get really uncomfortable, but this is basically just a lot of my ancestral work, and I am here to do this. This is my job. This is my sole purpose. So I know some people are really uncomfortable with the spirit side. Don't be, because the more uncomfortable you are with the spirit side, the more uncomfortable you are with yourself and your own ancestors. So we got to learn how to let that illusion fall and be more comfortable, and then get out of that illusion of the mundane is basically what it is. Not to be too spiritual to where we're not living here, but to be able to have a little more respect, not only for the spirit realm, but also for those who work with the spirit realm as well. So today is Halloween, and tomorrow is when Day of the Dead starts. Basically what that is, it's a 2-day, some people celebrate it, my family celebrates it for a whole entire week. But basically what it is All Souls Day and All Saints Day. I made a hookah time with mindofro that explains more of what the Day of the Dead is. I will tag that video with this video, so you see what exactly that means and where it came from and stuff like that. I had a Halloween special video last year with Kepra, And so please tune in and watch the video if you're into that kind of stuff. What we did was we talk about some basics on the history behind not only Halloween, but other holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So go ahead and tune in to Hookah Time with Mindofro last Halloween. And if you are one of those people, sorry about that, my video was tripping. So if you're those type of people who do not want to celebrate Halloween, and a concept at Halloween, what my suggestion would be is to stop celebrating Halloween and start paying respects to your ancestors, because basically that's where the day actually came from. I'm not going to get too historical on you right now. Like I said, if you want to know more the history concept, please tune into the other video that I had called Hookah Time with Mindofro on the truth behind holidays if you want to know more of the details. But basically what it is you're going to use these next couple days all respects to all those who's walked before you in your family and who has passed on to the other side. Remember them, respect them, and stuff like that. So your ancestors are the spirit of your spirit, the flesh of your flesh, and the blood and the bones of your bones, and the blood of your blood. So show them some respect by lighting them a candle, putting some pictures of them who's passed away up, offering them whatever food that you had either today and what you're about to have tomorrow and the day after. Speak to them, enlighten them, whatever it is that you feel you want to do. You could even just have a basic conversation with them, but don't forget to do that today and tomorrow and the day after. Show some respect for those who are guiding you and helping protect you on the other side. And since we are in the concept of Ghede spirits right now, Ghedes are, a lot of them are actually related to you, and don't be spooked by them. Sometimes they could come to you looking like skeletons with top hats, but no, a lot of them are here to protect you. They're warriors, and if anybody wants to fuck with you in this life, they are the ones you want to go to help protect you. So do not demonize them. Ask them why they're around and then get to know them. If you befriend them, they will befriend you, and you won't have to worry about anyone bringing any negativity to you or any problems to you. The better your relationship are with your Ghede ancestors, the less danger you'll actually be in. So just remember that the next time you see the shadow man with the top hat, or somebody with a top hat or a skeleton face in the corner of your eye, in a mirror, or in your subconscious mind or whatever. Or if you dream about them, they'll come in your dreams as well. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'll also tag a video with this video on how to contact your Ghede and ancestors. I made that video a couple months ago. So if you want a little advice on how to work with your ancestors, you go ahead and tap on that video, and I will tag that video with this video when I'm done with this video. If anybody has any questions, feel free to shoot me a message, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mindofro and show me some love by sharing my videos. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I have more wisdom and love to offer you. I hope everybody is having a safe Halloween. Tell all your ancestors you love them, and Hotep, peace, Odabo.